Am I being deceived? When we were younger, my brother, my sister, and I used to play a little game. It was so much fun. Not only was it fun, but it was also funny, for my sister and I at least. Not so much for our little brother. I can't remember how we came up with that fantastic game, but it sort of evolved naturally. You see, my brother loved making people laugh. Actually, he still does. My sister and I realized this. We also learned that he would do anything to impress his older sister and brother. So we would tap him behind the head and laugh. And he would laugh as well, which made us laugh even more. This made him feel that he was funny. We would take turns tapping him. It was hilarious. His eyes would water from the lashes, but he so wanted to make us laugh that he would go right along with it and take the abuse. My sister, who was always a bleeding heart, started to feel sorry for our little brother. But no, he wasn't having none of it. She wasn't going to steal his comedic thunder. So we'd hit him again. It wasn't until one day my mom realized what we were doing to the kid, then she intervened. Our brother was confused at first as to why mom would be so upset. But soon enough, he learned that he was being deceived. We used him to get some cheap laughs. Every now and then, we try that game again, but for some strange reason, it doesn't work like it used to. A person being deceived never know that they're in fact being deceived, because if they knew, then it wouldn't be deceit. A person who is deceived is not just void of truth, but they are fed truth substitutes. Like my brother, whose truth consisted of him being cool because he was making us laugh, was oblivious to the genuine truth that he was being taken advantage of. You see, in deceit, Satan always brings a counterfeit truth to replace the real deal. This is why so many people perish, a lack of knowledge. I know so many people, even Christians, who will perish upon a mountain of deceit. When you do try to enlighten them, they argue because they know the truth. My brother was rescued from his advantageous siblings by the truth he learned from our mother. If he chose to ignore the truth, then his abuse would have continued. No two ways about that. Even so, the enemy comes to deceive. Satan is not just a liar, he's the father of lies. He does not come like we would expect, malicious and wicked. He comes shrouded in deceit as an angel of light. The Bible tells us in Matthew 24:5 that in the last days, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Deception will be rampant. The deceived never think that they are being deceived. It's sad, however, when those that know the truth tell the deceived the truth, and they respond in ignorance with their substitute truth. When the funk hits the fan, then they have to bear their shame, and in many cases, it's too much to bear. So, since the nature of deceit is so deceitful, then the question begs to be asked, am I being deceived? The philosophers amongst us will now confidently interject, well, no one can know if they're being deceived because no one can really know the truth. In other words, how can I know my truth is truth in order to show you your non-truth? It is impossible to know you're being deceived, right? I never said that it's impossible. So how do you know if you're being deceived? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here's 4 ways to know and avoid deception. Number 1, know truth. Now that sounds a little bit obvious, but illogical. How can I know the truth if I'm struggling in deception? I don't know. Why don't you just go to the source of truth? If that was so easy, then everyone would be doing it, right? Not really. Does such a source of truth exist? As a matter of fact, it does. The Bible, the Bible. When you want to know truth, this is the place to go. John 8:31. Then Jesus said to those Jews which believed on him, if you continue in my word, then ye are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Know the truth and stand by it, and you will not be deceived. Number 2, walk in the Spirit. The Holy Spirit is called the Spirit of Truth. Who better to disseminate truth than the Spirit of Truth? Oftentimes we are deceived because the decisions we make are based on flesh and emotions. Your flesh and your emotions can be quite deceptive. How often have you felt like God is indifferent to your plight? If you've ever thought that, then you were in your flesh. Then your flesh was speaking. Your spirit testifies to the truth of God. Deep down in your spirit, you know that God has not abandoned you, but your mind and emotions speak differently. This is why it is imperative that we walk in the Spirit. Galatians 5:25 says, if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Number 3, try every spirit. Speaking of spirits, might as well, it is important to know that every spiritual experience you have may not be from the Holy Spirit. It may be from another spirit which is moving to deceive you. Many people have fallen for this tactic where malignant spirits pose as the righteous Spirit of God, deceiving many into falsities. 1 John 4:1 tells us, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they be of God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. So try every spirit, don't just blindly accept. Number 4, gain knowledge. It is important to gain knowledge. In an era of YouTube scholars and keyboard jihadis, it is quite easy to be led away by misinformation. Ever wonder how in an age of such readily available knowledge and information, we've never had more ignorant and animalistic people? Now, if you disagree with that, then you haven't been watching our streets lately. It is imperative that you read and learn, gather knowledge, not only pertaining to the scriptures, but other things as well. I've seen so many people fall away because of faulty information and ignorance concerning a topic. I've seen people swear by propaganda and misinformation concerning American slavery, and they are ready to live and die by that. If it's on the internet and an expert says it, then it must be true. Really? Gather right information. Explore every option. 2 Timothy 2:15 tells us, Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Do proper research. Study. The deceptive traits of the enemy are far-reaching and can be quite catastrophic to the believer. This is why we must be sober and vigilant, ready to expose deception as we see it. We are to ensure that we are not being deceived and that we are not deceiving ourselves. For this reason, examine the motives behind all that you do. Do not say that you're working for the Lord when you're just working for yourself, working to promote yourself. We can deceive ourselves this way, thinking that our motives are true and pure. This video is not so that you would be critical and suspicious concerning everything. It is so that you will be sober and vigilant in all things, lest you be ashamed. Aren't you tired of deceivers slapping you upside the head? Now think about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't like it now. Share it now. If you did not subscribe to Preacher Man TV yet, get on there and subscribe. Subscribe to Preacher Man TV on YouTube and click the little notification bell so that you won't miss another message. As soon as we upload it, you'll get a notification. God bless you.